Welcome to the Overrated Experience Sports Betting Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle London. We are here to talk about the NFL upcoming season and much more, including EPL action. And if you haven't joined us before, this is a sports betting podcast directed toward the square bettor that's looking to put some money down on the thing they're watching on TV, the weekend event, the late night game, the last, the try to game saving, put your money on whatever you got to put on. And bam, there it is. This is what we talk about. This is the average Joe kind of sports betting podcast. And you can follow us on Twitter at Overrated Experience EXPR2 at Twitter. And I'm going to say it again, EXPR2, Overrated Experience EXPR2 on Twitter. And you can follow us on Facebook on the Facebook page, Overrated Experience Sports Betting Podcast. Also Instagram, same handle. And Threads, I'm not going to throw that out there because until Threads becomes popular, so forget Threads. But guess what? We have, from last year, our favorite guest coming back. Austin from AJAX has returned to talk a little bit about NFL action. Welcome back, Austin.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so where have you been, and why haven't you been back since last year?
Good question. I didn't want to mess up the Steelers take from week one of last season, so I thought I'd wait until week one of this season to come back.
Well, remind us of that Steelers take. So week one, we covered the first week of the NFL action 2022. So what was the take you had, which was a big win and surprising take? Go through that again, please.
I can't remember all my reasonings for taking the Steelers over Cincinnati. I remember them being a huge favorite, but it was week one. Crazy things happened in week one, and crazy things are going to happen again this year.
All right, so crazy things are going to happen this year. So we got you on talk a little bit. We're not talking about first week of the NFL. We're talking about some of the, your guesses of what's going to happen as far as season awards, division winners. We'd even get into, maybe we'll get into the season win totals next week and stuff like that. But we've decided to talk about some NFL action, so we're gonna start there. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. So we're gonna start NFL, and if you guys stick around, we're gonna talk EPL as well, English Premier League, until we're done here. So just stick around for that. So Super Bowl, which is the biggest event. Up there with the World Cup final in the world. And last year, the Kansas City Chiefs knocked off the Philadelphia Eagles. First of all, when we're talking about Super Bowl, where would you rate that game out of 10? So how would you rate the Eagles losing to the Chiefs in Super Bowl 2023?
I thought it was a good Super Bowl. If I'm giving it a rating, I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10. It's not the craziest in the last 5 years, but it was a good one.
It's actually a really good one.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes solidifying himself as already a Hall of Famer. Would you put him up there as a Hall of Famer right now already?
Oh, Patrick Mahomes? Easily. He could get injured for the rest of his career tomorrow. He's still a Hall of Famer in my eyes.
I talked about this last week. Did you watch the Netflix series Quarterbacks with Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Patrick Mariota?
I actually did not, no.
Okay. Recommend doing it. I want your review once you do it. But you can tell why Patrick Mahomes is an elite quarterback, a Super Bowl quarterback compared to, Kirk Cousins. I would say a mid-road quarterback.
Yep. I would say Patrick Mahomes is the only player that has any chance at one day passing Brady. And I'm saying that's a long shot. I'm just saying it's in his cards.
You know what? I'm a Brady fan, as you know.
Yep.
And that might be offensive to me already as of 2 Super Bowl winner and 3 Super Bowl appearance compared to a 7 Super Bowl winner and a 10 Super Bowl appearance. However, I think you're right. I think he is the guy that you got to watch. And you know what? You applaud him if he does it because I think he's spectacular. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs are in that stage right now where like the Patriots were where, hey, you got Kelsey, you had Tyreek Hill. But they have to keep managing their roster around Patrick Mahomes and having to lose their high-priced profile talent. And I think they will. So we'll see what happens there. But I think he is the next guy.
Oh, 100%.
All right. So we get to some of the odds, the futures that are going in the NFL. We're going to start there. First of all, before we start there, would you say NFL is like the start of betting season?
I would say NFL is the best betting So I guess you could start it there.
Yeah, I look at golf the same way. Like Masters is like the beginning, the start, and I feel that the NFL is the start of the betting season.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna put together a spreadsheet, you're gonna put together a recording of your bets. Start in the NFL, right?
Yeah.
And in preseason, what do you think of preseason action?
Yeah, preseason action, I'll be honest with you, I think preseason action is a little bit of a waste of time. I'd understand if you were following that Baltimore win streak of 24 preseason games in a row, but that's over now. So I'd say for me, preseason is more of a learning process. Maybe you can learn a couple things for the regular season, but I think it's more of a crapshoot than anything, personally.
Yeah, well, personally, I bet the Steelers tonight to, the game over 38.5 against the Atlanta Falcons, and they were up 24-0 after half, and the game ended 24-0. So that tells you what preseason betting gives you. So I was horrible last week. 2 weeks ago was great. Last week was horrible. I'm not going to touch the last week of preseason betting in the NFL, so we're going to move on from that, and we're going to talk about what we think are some value bets heading into the futures world, and then maybe we'll hook up again to talk about week 1, week 2, whatever we have the opportunity to talk about. So Super Bowl favorites. Let's start at the top. Let's start at the peak of what the NFL season is all about. Obviously, Kansas City is plus 600 to be the favorite to win the Super Bowl. And so I'm going to ask you, Austin, what your thoughts are on some of the future plays. And we're using FanDuel, right?
I actually have Bet365 up right now.
I know. We used
plus 600. I look at the decimal system. That would be 7-1 still, right? Or would that be 6-1?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, I'm getting right now. I'm getting $7 for my dollar right now on Kansas City.
Okay, so we look at these Super Bowl odds.
Yep.
Who stands out to you as a lock? Which one? If you had a gun to your head, what would you pick as your Super Bowl favorite?
Honestly, looking at 10-1 here, the team that really stands out to me is the 49ers.
Why?
I just think their time has come. They're one of the best teams. They've been consistently one of the best teams in football, and I think this year they potentially figure out. I'm not saying that Kansas City shouldn't be the favorite. I'm just saying, looking at that board, 10-1 compared to 7-1 on the Chiefs, where I think it might actually be a slightly closer chance than that. I would take my roll of the dice on the 49ers.
All right, so the Kansas City Chiefs plus 600.
Which is fair.
Which is fair.
Yeah, because I would definitely put them as the favorite. I would say that's fair value right there.
So if I looked at the board as well, I think we both agree that Kansas City is the favorite.
Yeah.
It should be the favorite. Mm-hmm. There's no shocker there, right?
Yeah.
Plus 600. I don't know. Would you hold as far as futures? Do you tend to bet futures, or would you want to hold up your money for that length of period of time?
No, but I'll always look at them though. I'll make a rare futures bet, maybe $5-10. Keep it interesting during the season. But it is hard to lock that bet in for that period of time. You need patience for these types of bets. But practicing that patience will make you a better bettor.
Yeah, so I agree. And I agree with you that outside of Kansas City, which I feel is the legitimate and odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl is correct, the San Francisco 49ers provide the best value because they're coming through the NFC at plus 1,000 on FanDuel, is that they were a quarterback short of making the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel and Kittle and all that sort of stuff, and we'll see if Brock Purdy can handle himself, and probably Sam Darnold will be in there at some point.
Yeah.
Trey Lance, maybe, So the San Francisco 49ers at plus 1,000 provide the best value to me because of the easier road. They don't have to go through Buffalo and Cincinnati and maybe now the Jets. So is that part of the reason why you think San Francisco is the second best value pick you think you have?
There's a lot of reasons. I think they're the best defense in the league. I think they have one of the best all-around teams. There's the only real weakness, to be honest with you, is quarterback. And yes, they don't have that top elite level quarterback, but we did just name 3 guys who are at least capable. And I think they can actually get away without having that stud quarterback. They're one of the few teams.
So Brock Purdy's your boy.
I would not say Brock Purdy is my boy. I would more say the 49ers are a good organization and a good team. Like I said, their only weakness in my eyes is their quarterback position. So I'm not ride or die with Purdy here.
So what do you think about Trey Lance being third overall pick? Multiple first rounders traded to get him, and he is now third on the depth chart. What does that say about Shanahan? What does that say about the 49ers organization? Is it a pro because they've decided, like, fuck it, we're going with Brock Purdy because he's showing? Or does it mean that, we don't know what we're doing on the draft table?
You know what? I mean, he was a very unproven quarterback, a run-first quarterback that suffered a season-ending leg injury. So I understand going down like the way he did, it took a massive hit to his value.
It takes tremendous balls, I'm telling you right now, to not, especially if like Lynch and Shanahan are the guys that made that decision to trade multiple first-rounders for him, to not go all in, because most franchises make that error.
Yeah. That
if they have invested in somebody, that they keep forcing it down your throat.
Yeah.
Versus, you know what, this guy got an injury. This guy came in, and he's working for us. We'll stick with it. And you got to have tremendous balls. But I'm telling you, if it does not work out this season, they may be done.
I think the crazy thing is okay, he's not the starter, but he's not the backup either. He's the third string quarterback on that team
nuts.
now. It is nuts. But I guess even though they don't have the strength at quarterback, at least they have the depth to get through it.
And now you can carry 3 quarterbacks because of the game against Philadelphia.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but that story will develop in the 49ers. I don't know what they're snake bitten on injuries.
Yep.
So Christian McCaffrey, can he last the whole season?
Yep. I think he can last the whole season. I actually I have more to talk about him later in the podcast as well. He's a key guy. Obviously, I told you guys I think they have a great chance to win the Super Bowl, so obviously there's reasons to that.
All right, so as we go down to 11, we go to the conference championship. So I think we're both on the same page that we would look first as Kansas City as being the conference champions. So let's agree to that. But where's the value in other teams to potentially come with the AFC?
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jets were a top-level elite
Plus
team this
1,000, you really think that, huh?
Yeah, I believe in Aaron Rodgers. I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan. I have 2 NFL jerseys, and one of them is Aaron Rodgers, and there's a reason for that.
Okay, so what other pieces? Okay, maybe we'll expand more on the division. So let's not go too far in that.
Yeah, I got all my division picks ready.
So what other value picks on the conferences would you say in the AFC? Do you have any other value plays? You have obviously the Kansas City Chiefs. I think we agree are the plus 350 favorite for a reason. The plus 1,000 for the Jets. But what else do you have in the AFC? Anything in the AFC?
In the AFC, I don't really have anything. Just my favorites here. Just my favorites.
All right, I do think that Miami is they're plus 1,100. It's not like they're a big favorite, but I think in the media, I think they're overrated. I don't think Tua is going to last the season, and without the quarterback, they're done.
It's one of the hardest divisions in football, easily. Yeah,
and they may make that wild card matchup again, but they're not going anywhere. So that's my thought in the AFC. I don't have any necessary upsets there or value picks other than the Chiefs for that. So NFC. So where are your value picks there? So 49ers you picked as your second favorite for the Super Bowl. I got to imagine they're your NFC favorite to win the NFC.
100%. They would be the team that I picked.
So why over the Eagles?
I just have a feeling about it. I have a feeling it's their year. I'm not saying the Eagles aren't going to be great. I think they're going to be equal level teams. I just think in the playoffs this year, the 49ers will take them down. I believe Christian McCaffrey's second year in that system. They're going to take a step forward here.
You know what? I do agree. I think the Philadelphia Eagles have been like, the Super Bowl finalists.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't win, but their coaches were, taken to other teams, Indianapolis and Chicago and things like that. And I think, they got depleted at their depth because teams have signed their free agents. So I don't know if they're going to come out even and win the division. I think they may win the division, but I think they're depleted compared to the last time. And I think Jalen Hurts, fantastic performance, but I don't think he's Patrick Mahomes. I think he has to have those pieces. You know what? They got this receiving core and everything like that. So, but I do think the 49ers edge him out. Here's my thought. Let's just have this discussion. Is that the Detroit Lions are fourth in the NFC at plus 800 to win the NFC. I think that is stupid, ridiculous. I think the whole concept of the Detroit Lions, first of all, being 6.5-point underdogs against the Chiefs, I think they got blown out in week 1. I don't get it.
There's some good things about the Detroit. They're one of the most entertaining teams to watch in football, I would say. I gotta think that line is probably affected by public money. I could be wrong. I don't have my facts on that. But they were a top 5 offense last year. I'm pretty sure they were 28th in defense, though, which is how do you put that team there? They also lost Swift, right? But I'm pretty sure they got David Montgomery, and they have one of the top O-lines in the NFL. Amon-Ra might be an elite-level quarterback. But I do...
Cornerback?
Oh, sorry. Wide receiver. Wide receiver. Yeah, my bad.
What?
My bad. The sun god. But I don't understand that either, to be honest. I feel like Detroit winning the Super Bowl. Is it the Super Bowl you're talking about?
Hold on.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl was 10th favorite team in the NFL. However, in the NFC, 4th.
Yeah.
And that's over the Minnesota Vikings, the Saints, the
Chargers.
Packers. No, but we're talking about NFC right now.
Yeah.
So, first of all, okay, we're going to get the divisions, but I think we both agree that I feel the love for the Detroit Lions is way too high compared to where it should be based on potential versus results.
Yep. I mean, they still got Jared Goff as their quarterback, right?
He performed well. He fits
did.
in this team, but he's Jared Goff.
Yeah, he's Jared Goff.
Right, there's a reason why the Rams said, I need Matthew Stafford.
Yeah. Can they win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff? That's hard to believe, right?
I feel very hard to believe. I think this is their year where they discover they can't.
Yeah, that being said, I'll enjoy watching them.
They will, but I guarantee...
Am I going to enjoy watching them win?
I'm going to put this guarantee on now is that the goal of the Detroit Lions is going to be, oh man, they've had a decent season, but they need a quarterback. That's going to be the whole narrative of their season.
Say they have a good record at the half. Could they go for a quarterback at the deadline?
Oh my God, no.
No, they wouldn't make that move.
They can't do that. Who there's not going to be a quarterback available. It's going to be that.
Quarterbacks are rare.
Right. So let's not kid ourselves. So we'll jump into divisions now. Okay. All right. So AFC East. The Buffalo Bills are favored at plus 120.
Yep.
Obviously, the Jets have pushed into plus 250. Dolphins plus 290, and Patriots are 5 behind and plus 800. I have no idea what the Patriots are doing. So, AFC East.
Yep.
I don't care. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to make a big impact, but I think the Bills are still going to win this division at plus 120. What do you think?
I will agree that Bills have the better chance in the regular season to outperform the Jets. But I do think the Jets are a better value pick in this division.
Yes.
So if I'm laying the money, my pick for the division is the New York Jets. Yes, there's a lot of unknown, but it's Aaron Rodgers, and this team was already looking up and coming.
What pieces do you like in the Jets?
Yeah. I'm a big fan. Obviously, I would say they have one of the best running back tandems in the league with Vikings.
Cook.
Dalvin Cook and Hall. Brees Hall.
Brees Hall.
Yeah, I think Brees Hall. I could be wrong. I'm not sure if he could start in the season healthy, but that is a crazy 1-2 punch. I'd say it's better than Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, and Montgomery.
Dalvin Cook with the be able to catch out of the backfield as well.
Yeah,
He's a dominant. And Brees Hall, I think that's potentially.
Yeah, I know. I know they have a young last year rookie cornerback that's one of the best in the league. I can't remember his name right now, but there's a lot to like about the Jets.
So what do you think of the Dolphins? Because they got a lot of play, right? Like, so what do you really think their upside is?
I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I'm not the biggest fan of the Dolphins. It's hard to believe that Tua will be able to stay healthy this year. Guy took such a beating last year. Unreal, Humpty Dumpty. Obviously, you can't deny their wide receiver power. Waddle and Tyreek Hill have to be one of the best, if not the best wide receiver.
Lethal.
Yeah, if not the best wide receiver tandem in the game. Another very entertaining team to watch, but the division's too hard, and only one team can come out on the top.
I think you're right on Humpty Dumpty. I think their wide receivers are lethal. Lethal. Tyreek Hill, plus every game last year, you're looking at him plus what his receiving yards are. It's insane.
Yep.
Because he makes 2-yard pass into an 80-yard gain potentially. Yep. So insane. So the Dolphins to me are a playoff team, but they're not a Super Bowl contender in any way.
Yeah, they will fight for a wild card. Yes.
Right. So what the Patriots? What do you think of they like Mac Jones and?
Patriots, I guess the most interesting thing about the Patriots to me, just entertainment-wise, because I don't believe they're going to be a playoff team, is what's going to happen with Zeke. Is Zeke gonna be good on that offense? Is Bill Belichick going to make him work? My question is, are the Patriots going to be 500 or over this year?
I don't get it. I don't get what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't get the free agents are signing. I don't get the draft. I think they're trying to outsmart people. I think, hey, I picked this guy. It should have been a third round and a first round. I have no idea what they're doing. Mac Jones was a smart pick, but I don't think they've surrounded him with any talent whatsoever. I don't get it. So I think they'll be at the basement of that division. So let's go on the AFC North.
Yeah, one more thing to say there. Biggest factor on the team, obviously Bill Belichick, but even his odds to win Coach of the Year are 29-1, and that's to me their strength, right? So.
Yep.
Okay, sorry.
He's fading. All right, so 1 second. AFC North.
AFC North.
Or maybe the toughest division, maybe a hard-nosed division.
Yep.
In the NFL, and we have. We have, who do you like on this one? So we have, obviously, the Cincinnati Bengals are the favorite. Are they the favorite to you?
Yes, easily the Cincinnati Bengals are the favorite to me. But the interesting look that I have here, it's happening again. It's the Steelers.
Oh my God, division?
Yeah. I'm not saying that I'm putting money, I'm locking this in. But I'm saying that if you're not taking Cincy, the next most interesting team, value-wise, is the Steelers. I'm pretty sure Tomlin in his career hasn't had a season under 500. You might want to fact check me on that one, but I'm pretty sure they haven't had a season under 500.
Right.
They always surprise you, right? So I'm taking Cincy. I actually do think there's pretty good value there. I think Cincinnati for the division easily. Actually, I believe in Joe Burrow. Who do you have?
Well, they're the plus 150 favorites. So they're odds-on favorite to win the division.
Yeah, I still think that's decent value to some of the.
So what did you mean
some
about
of the other
the Steelers?
divisions.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is value-wise, they stood out to me a little bit there. I'm not
So who are you putting your pencil on?
Who am I putting my pencil on? I'm putting my pencil on Cincy. If you're giving me free money to put down, I'm just saying it. The Steelers at 5.25-1 stood out to me.
All right, so look at the AFC North. Tough division, right?
Who's your take? Cincy?
My take was Cincy, and I'm thinking, you know what? I think Joe Burrow's going to have one of those injury kind of seasons where he's off and on. Mm-hmm. I do feel that. And the Ravens, without the Lamar Jackson contract issue at hand, and Harbaugh is a great coach, and I think they win the division. That's the value.
Baltimore.
The Ravens at plus 210 are the actual value here, but you got to watch. I'm telling you right now, Cleveland, Deshaun Watson, he had a kind of stalled season last year. They got a lot of talent, Chubb, everything. They have everything. Garrett, on the defensive side. Don't be surprised to make a run. But my money's on the plus 210. The Steelers, I think they're going to be offensive. I think Pickett's going to have some positives, but it's going to ring into 2024. I don't think they're ready to compete in this particular hard-nosed division where it's run the ball, it's squeak out a yard. I don't see it for them, but I think they'll have a 500 season, but they don't win that even close. So I'm going to take value-wise, Baltimore.
Baltimore, honestly, the Browns are an interesting one too that I didn't really look into. You know, Watson not having that full season. When he was on the Texans, he looked like he could be easily a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Yes.
He might have even looked at top 3 at one point.
But he's had 2 years of nothing.
Yeah, but he's got that upside with the guys around him. So if he steps up, if he could take that top 3 position again, they could be the division winner.
They could be. Yeah. I would take plus 210 Baltimore.
Yeah, but it's just, you know what? Like I said, if I'm putting my money on anybody, though, I'm putting on Joe Shiesty and the Bengals.
Yeah, fine.
They had a bit of a down year last year. I think they'll be good.
If you look at the AFC South, is there any other choice than Jacksonville?
No.
You really think Tennessee has really nothing, right?
No.
I don't think it either.
No, Jacksonville. They got a lot of potential for some wins here. I think they're a 10-win team easily.
In Tennessee, Ryan Tannehill, I just don't think we'll get the job done.
Derrick Henry is interesting bet. And you know what? I couldn't find this bet anywhere. I was looking at Derrick Henry for comeback player of the year, but I couldn't find it.
Why do you think he'd be comeback player?
Just because he had a big down year last year, right? And before last year, I thought he was one of the most dominant running backs in the league.
Okay.
Guy's a monster.
I think Indianapolis has some upside with Richardson. I was watching him tonight against the Eagles. He has the kind of the Jalen Hurts kind of situation, like the option offense, and he might have something. He's a big quarterback. He's got a great arm. Flicked he threw a ball tonight. It was like effortless. And if he's money with the Colts and they got upside, but not this year. Texans are still building. I don't know if they got their quarterback in the future, but we'll see what happens. So let's go to the AFC West. That's Kansas City, LA, Broncos, Denver Broncos, Raiders. Is there any shot that the Kansas City Chiefs don't win this division at minus 180?
I think the Chargers are a good value pick, but Chiefs have to be your favorite. They have to be.
So Sean Payton with the Broncos doesn't run them up?
Russell Wilson just showed absolutely nothing last year, and it's too hard to believe that they can do anything as of now.
I can't disagree with that. And the Raiders have nothing, right?
The Raiders. I don't see the Raiders competing with the guy we were just saying could potentially pass Brady one day. Just doesn't seem logical to me. It doesn't seem possible.
Okay. So let's move on to the NFC now. We got the NFC East: Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders.
Yep.
And the Eagles are favored to take the division at minus 115.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that the Cowboys take this division?
You know what? I'd say there's a chance. I would say it's a low chance. I do think Dallas finishes in a wild card spot, easy 10 wins, but you got to pick the Eagles here.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the Cowboys. I think that NFL, Super Bowl finalists, I don't think they're the same as the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they'll fall back. I think there'll be injuries. I think there'll be something, depletion of their depth, which was the key to them getting to the Super Bowl, that will cause them to not win this division. So I'm going to take the Cowboys at plus 175. Dak will fail in the playoffs, not the regular season. What do you think?
That sounds right. Sounds good.
What about the Giants? What do you think about them?
No chance.
I think they had a super upside last year. I just think there's a failure with Daniel Jones. I don't see it happening. But the Commanders as well. I don't think they have the quarterback. So
Giants fans, bet on Barkley props. That's it. That's all you got.
Fair enough. NFC North. Lions favorite plus 145. Who do you like there?
I actually like the Vikings in this division. What is it? Detroit, even though they're a very, very entertaining team to watch, they are not complete. Jared Goff is their quarterback, and then fact check me on this one, but 28th ranked defense last year. I'm not saying they couldn't be the favorite, but to be like what seems like a heavy favorite on this doesn't seem right to me at all. It almost seems like there's got to be some kind of public money influence here.
I can't agree more because I think the Lions are way overrated. I brought this up at this 10th favorite Super Bowl contender and whatever number it was for the NFC contender. And our issues with Minnesota are in clutch situations.
Who's a better team?
Huh?
Are the Vikings not a better team than Detroit?
Does Detroit have a Justin Jefferson?
No.
No.
Actually, wait. Detroit does have a Justin Jefferson. You can't compare him to. But I'd say he's a top 10 wide receiver in Amon-Ra.
No, they don't have a Justin Jefferson.
No. But here's the thing: nobody has a Justin Jefferson. Maybe a Tyreek Hill or Devontae Adams.
You gotta remember that.
But I would say Amon-Ra is right there at the bottom of that tier. But I mean, Justin Jefferson's the number one guy in that tier, right? So
there you go, bottom and top guy of the tier. You have Kirk Cousins, who is a regular season quarterback. I'm not saying he's going to carry me to the Super Bowl, but the Lions are a public. What you said, it's like I don't get it. I have no understanding why. They have not proven nothing. They have a history of failure. So fuck you, Detroit, because you're not going to win it. Minnesota's going to win the division.
Yep.
And there's even a shot, to me, in my mind, I'm going to say Minnesota, but don't hide on Green Bay in that division.
I don't know if I see Green Bay, but I'll agree with you on the Minnesota pick here.
Okay.
Because honestly, if I was setting these lines, Detroit would not be number one. It'd be Minnesota.
Right. I don't get it. All right, NFC South.
Yeah. So before the podcast
one.
started, this was one of the few things that we discussed, and we actually couldn't believe that both things stood out. Because this is a hot take here. This is the hottest take of the night.
I would say this is the very hot take of the night, and we got this NFC South, which you have New Orleans is plus 130, plus 210 for the Falcons. I don't get it because tonight they look like shit. Carolina plus 360, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield are plus 760. And the whole goal here is look at value, right? The value of the division. And this division last year, even with Tom Brady in it, was a sub 500 winner in the Buccaneers. So, Austin AJAX, tell me what your thoughts are on this.
My thoughts is that here in all these teams, this is clearly an open division. And honestly, the value you're getting from the Bucs is, to me, unbelievable. I mean, they still got Godwin. They still got Evans. Baker Mayfield has flashed greatness. If I had to guess, the Bucs have a better record than last year. What did they finish? 8-9? I think I'm pretty sure they finished 8-9 and made playoffs somehow.
Well, they won the division last year.
Yeah, they won. That's insane.
Yes.
I mean, why can't they do it again?
Well, they don't have Tom Brady. That's why
they don't have Tom Brady. But that was a bad year from Tom Brady. Tom Brady, best quarterback of all time, but he did not have a good year. He should have been in the playoffs last year.
So why not New Orleans?
Just nothing. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying at the value, the Bucs are a clear standout because yes, to me, New Orleans might have a slightly greater chance at finishing first, but it's not by a mile. It's not even by an inch, maybe a centimeter. So the Bucs are clearly my pick, and I'd tell anybody to take that.
That's great value.
Oh, 100%.
So let's look at this way.
It's crazy we both actually were thinking that, right?
David Carr should be the turning point in the Saints taking this division. They have all the talent defensively, of course. Dennis Allen is a defensive-minded coach, and it was the offense they needed a pump-up of skill. And they got that. And they got Michael Thomas back. They have, Kamara is not going to be there for the first few games. But didn't they, I think they fly, what's the name of Cleveland there?
Sorry?
Second running back out of Cleveland?
Chubb.
No, second running back.
Oh,
Hunt. So I think he signed into New Orleans. I think they have all the talent there. But they have Dennis Allen. They don't have Sean Payton anymore. And there's every risk that they will falter and be a 500 team. And let's say 3 years ago we talked about Baker Mayfield. Just being solid. He has weapons in Tampa Bay. Why can't it be a shot at plus 750 to win the division? He has all the talent there. The offensive line is getting healthier that Tom Brady didn't have. The defense is being solid. The Bowles is a defensive-minded coach. Why can't they win? This is the weakest division in football.
Yeah, I think we're going to look halfway through the season, and that race is going to be really close with the Bucs right there. And we're going to say, I told you so.
Right.
That's I honestly, it's like, I'm confident in this pick, and there is extreme value here.
Okay, so we're both on it, right?
Yeah, we're
Tampa
both
Bay.
on it. Yeah.
We're in
on Tampa Bay, yeah.
Okay.
Get the jersey now. Let's do it.
The Baker Mayfield. I'm going to erase my Tom Brady jersey, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
NFC West winner. I don't think this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Obviously, the 49ers are a minus 165 over the second favorite team in this division at plus 200, which is the Seattle Seahawks. Tell me why the 49ers are a lock here.
They're a lock to me because they're my Super Bowl favorite. I can't go telling you they're my Super Bowl favorite and then choose somebody else for the division. It'd be silly. I think they got a 90% chance to win this division here. And honestly, that looks like free money to me.
Yeah, unless they get pulverized by injuries. Honestly, the 49ers, you got to believe that they're the best run franchise. They got the deep talent. They have, even if they lost Brock Purdy, that they have the running game, the defense. They have so many aspects of the game that you feel they can squeeze out victories after victories. So it's not a shocker that the 49ers are, to me as well, minus 165. I don't see any value anywhere else. The Rams, Cardinals, garbage. Seahawks, maybe. Geno Smith, but I'm not going to sit here in the podcast and recommend anybody beyond the 49ers.
I will say it did surprise me. I know the Cardinals are bad, but I seen the over and under at 4.5, and that was a bit of a surprise. But I think we talked about that, and you said it probably belongs right there, right?
Well, unless you think that the 49ers are going to falter, do you feel...
No, I'm just saying that they could get 5 or 6 wins. That's all I'm saying. But 49ers are lock. I think that they still win that division if their first 2 quarterbacks go down.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like there's no real one player that can go down and everything changes. They have a lot of integrity. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to switch from the team achievements to individual awards. So MVP.
Yeah.
So we're going to have value. It's not necessarily who's going to win.
Yeah.
Because we got to talk about value, right? So... MVP right now, we got Patrick Mahomes, obviously plus 600, who is no shot. But so if I looked at value,
yes,
I looked at Dak Prescott as value, and he's plus 1600. I also looked at this is, you're gonna laugh at me here. This is stupid, right?
Yeah.
Because of the talk. What do you think about Justin Fields plus 2000?
I don't know. It's hard for me to see Justin Fields at winning MVP, but obviously the value is there. I mean, that's 20-1, right? So, but you know what? It's not as crazy as mine. It's not as crazy as my pick.
Before you get to yours, Aaron Rodgers plus 1600. Come on.
See, I like that one more than I like that other one. Yes. Aaron Rodgers. He's won MVP twice before.
I guess twice or 3 times, whatever it is.
Great chance.
New team, yes. That's all it's on me. So, those are the 3 value picks to me. Yep. Justin Fields is a flyer, but I don't know. Those are my thoughts. I think Patrick Mahomes is the best player in football, but those are the people that are probably going to win. What about yourself?
Okay, so I got a very crazy one to start off because, at 67-1 for MVP, could it be Christian McCaffrey? Because 49ers are my number one team, and I think that Christian McCaffrey is easily the most impactful player on that team. That being said, for me, the reason why I wouldn't bet it, even though I think it's very, very interesting, is because it's hard to see them not giving it to a quarterback unless you have some kind of crazy outlier season. And that's why if you don't want to make that bet, you can also take Christian McCaffrey at 17-1 as the offensive player of the year if you don't want to make that move. But that being said, yes, it's a bit of a crazier take. I also have Trevor Lawrence at 19-1 as a potential value pick. Just because that's an up-and-coming team. You know, they were the favorite in the division, right?
Yeah.
And then this is at the bottom of this little list here, but you got Hurts at 13-1. He came very close last year. Did he win? He didn't win MVP. He was second in voting last year?
No. Yeah, Mahomes won MVP.
Yeah, Mahomes won MVP, but I think Hurts was in the conversation for a while. If I'm not mistaken, he might have missed like 2-3 games at the end of the season or something like that, and I think that really threw off his any chance he had.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, those are my three.
So let me ask you this: what about Justin Jefferson? As obviously wide receiver never wins, but maybe offensive. Like we'll get to that soon.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean when they win the division, people could be looking at him.
Okay, so we have the NFL MVP, and we also have Coach of the Year. Who do you think Coach is?
Coach of the Year.
Dan Campbell's a favorite, plus 1,000.
It's always interesting. Or I mentioned Belichick at 29-1, but what are the Patriots going to do, right? So it doesn't seem very possible. You know what? If you could, I don't have the numbers of what they're paying you right now in front of me. That's a big problem. But I would definitely check Tomlin's numbers, because you know what? If they could get 10 wins this year, could he be in the conversation for Coach of the Year with the team they got? I'm not sure. But those are the guys I might be looking at.
Tomlin?
Yeah, I might look at Tomlin, yeah.
All right, so the value picks I think that are there are Matt LaFleur, plus 1,600, because if Jordan Love somehow gets the Packers in the playoffs, that's the story, right? You lose your MVP quarterback and you get in the playoffs. He's the guy that's going to be looked at as, I mentored a quarterback to get into the playoffs. That's a huge, big, value. But I think the real value is Robert Saleh. He's plus 1,600 with the Jets. And that season turns around with them.
Yeah.
They make the playoffs, they win the division, whatever it may be. He is going to get recognized that, now you gave me a quarterback. Bam, I won a division, or I got to the playoffs. Because, look, when I had Wilson or whatever, like I had garbage, because he's known for his defense, right? All I need was a quarterback give me in the playoffs. He will be the Coach of the Year. So plus 1,600 is value there, no question. Okay, so AP, offensive rookie of the or offensive player of the year. Who do you have there?
You know what? I did have McCaffrey at 17-1, which I honestly think is a great value. I think that's an amazing value.
So in the real world is plus 1,400. Go ahead.
Sorry?
In the real world is plus 1,400. Go ahead.
I think I got 17-1.
17-1 might be the same, but it's plus 14-1.
Yeah, sorry, in the real world. That's for offensive player. The only other guy I think I'd be looking at after McCaffrey, guy you mentioned already, Justin Jefferson. Especially because we both think that they're going to win that division. Obviously, he's going to be the focal point of that offense. So those are the only two guys I would look at there. And you know what? I would say those guys have a way better chance than their odds. I actually don't have Justin Jefferson's in front of me, but I will in a second.
Well, Jamar Chase is the favorite at 1,100 plus 1,100. So then you have Christian McCaffrey as number 2, and then Justin Jefferson number 3.
13-1 Justin Jefferson.
Number 4. This Chubb. What about Nick Chubb?
See, the fact that McCaffrey and Chubb have the same chances to win offensive player, like that doesn't make sense to me. I would say Kupp has a better chance than Chubb. I'm not saying Chubb can't be great, but Cooper Kupp, I would say, even has a better chance. But I think Christian McCaffrey and Justin Jefferson should easily be top of that list. Jamar Chase, I might put him below. I put him below McCaffrey for sure.
See, I put Justin Jefferson as the favorite, and then as a kind of a surprise value pick would be Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson.
With being Aaron Rodgers' quarterback. So that provides value to me.
Yeah.
That it might pump him up. So what about defensive, Associated Press defensive player of the year?
I got one guy, and what is it? He's always a top level player, but he hasn't won defensive player of the year yet. And at 9-1, it's TJ Watt. Kind of I know it's more of a basic pick, but I would think by the end of his career he has one. So I think it could be this year.
I think it's the favorite, honestly, with plus 450. I think, obviously, being a plus 450, I think it's open door. But Michael Parsons, I think, is going to be the guy.
Honestly,
he's the favorite.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't write it down here in my notes, but that was the second guy.
Yep.
Yeah, Micah Parsons. He's a phenomenal player, and you know what? I think he's actually better than TJ Watt too.
He's going to be blitzing. He's going to be all over the place on that Dallas defense. So I will say that the favorite is going to be the favorite. So that's the way it is. So any other thoughts with the NFL season coming up? Maybe we can do another podcast. Talk about week 1 or some other leaders and rushing, passing yards, but we're not there yet. But what any other thoughts you have?
Yep. As of now, no. But hopefully, I can come prepared for week 1 and give you guys some more great week 1 picks.
All right. Do you have any EPL picks for soccer?
EPL, I'm useless.
Yeah.
I barely follow MLS here.
All right, so some EPL picks here we have. After last week's debacle, I think we had some piss poor picks last week. I'm going to give you some picks to end the podcast off. So let's turn over the page. Let's look at some picks tomorrow. We got the Friday game, Chelsea, Luton Town. I like the same game parlay. I think Chelsea's going to beat the fuck out of these guys. So it's going to be over 2.5. And I think Chelsea wins, and Chelsea 6 or more shots on target. Man, I didn't write down the $100 equals whatever, but take that pick. Saturday, 10 o'clock, Arsenal hosting Fulham. Over 2.5, over 8.5 corners. $100 equals $120 profit. And my favorite team right now, Brighton hosts West Ham. And Brighton's going to have 6 shots on target. Match shots over 25. And shots on goal 9. $100 equals 93.61. But Sunday, huge matchup. Newcastle goes into Liverpool. And it's going to be over 2.5. Over corners, 8.5. Last week, Liverpool and Chelsea didn't cooperate. A lot of games didn't cooperate. So, hey, that's what you get with the Square podcast. And Saudi Arabia is now looking to Mo Salah out of Liverpool. So it looks like that's on the brink of happening. So again, remember, there's going to be a shoe to drop on Saudi Arabia, not just signing players, but there's going to be some sort of connection between either media or league or Europe. In some way, it's going to be very impactful that you're going to watch out for. So watch out. It's going to happen. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to happen. So that's the Overrated experience. The pleasure is all yours. We're over and out. Good night.